So we talked about receptors and how they're modified neurons to absorb different stimulus energy. So we're going to talk about the skin sensations. And for the most part, touch is, and what is responsible for touch is a type of receptor called a mechanoreceptor. So we have touch receptors. And there's different types of touch receptors in your body. And you do not need to know, for the purposes of this class, the difference between them. But these are examples of mechanoreceptors. Let's look at an image of where these mechanoreceptors are located in your skin. So you remember that there is the epidermis, which is the top layer, and that is epithelial tissue. And there are no structures in the epithelial tissue. There's no blood vessels, and there are no nervous tissue. There's no nervous tissue. So we have Mesner's corpuscles, which are right here. And that is the onset of touch and some vibrations. And then we have some that are deeper inside of the dermis, and those are detecting pressure. Now, we also have mechanoreceptors that are wrapped around the hairs in our dermis so that you can tell if the wind is blowing over the surface of your skin or an insect is crawling on the surface of your skin. So those would also be touch receptors. Then we have these corpuscles that are sensing other types of vibrations. And so your skin can feel vibrations. When we look at the other types of receptors, we have what are called free nerve endings. And these include the sensation of itch. So there's itch receptors. There's also temperature receptors. And there's also pain receptors. So pain receptors have a specific term applied to them, and they are referred to as nociceptors. So nociceptors are pain receptors. Now, these type of receptors are generally chemoreceptors. So these chemoreceptors detect chemicals. So let's look at where those free nerve endings are in your skin. They are up near the papillary layer of your dermis. So we see here the free nerve endings here, and a free nerve ending here. And so these can detect, oh, maybe that one is not a free nerve ending. It does look like a free nerve ending right there. Anyway, that's a touch one. Okay, so those detect changes in the environment, including the release of chemicals by damaged tissue. So the nociceptors. Pain reception is actually super important because it lets you know that there is something wrong and that you have damaged your skin. One of the things that happens as we age is we start to lose sensory perception in our skin. And sometimes even I will get a wound and I won't even realize that it's bleeding because I do not sense it. And in older people, that is a very common thing that happens. Now, a really other interesting thing about the pain and perception in the skin is sometimes we have what is called referred pain. And referred pain is really interesting because it is actually pain that is being initiated in your organs. So in the visceral structures of your body. So we have what is called referred pain. So this is damage to internal organs. And these sensory receptors follow the same pathway as pain receptors that come from your skin. And so there are some hypotheses as to why, for example, if you are having a heart attack and your heart tissue is becoming damaged and it's feeling pain, why you would feel it on the surface of your skin or in females in your jaw or, say, for example, the back of your head. So they think that there are certain pain receptors that are traveling into the spinal cord the same route And so that's why we feel it on the skin. So when we look at this referred pain, it's perception of pain on the skin associated with different organs. So different areas of the skin, it's associated with different organs. Let's look at a diagram that shows that. So you probably know that there are certain signs to say, for example, having a gallbladder attack or having appendicitis. And this is that idea of perceived pain. So when we look at the stomach pain generally makes it feel like you have pain on the surface of your skin underneath your ribs in the center. Heart, again, coming down the arm on that side of the body, that would be the left side of your body. And then also the jaw, which is an important one to realize, and the back of the neck right here. And then I don't think they even have they don't have, but another big one is the appendix. And so down low on your right side of your body, the appendix would be like, say, for example, right here would be where might be a sensation of the appendix. There's also pain perception associated with damage to the spinal cord. So if you have a herniated disc, say, for example, low down in your spinal cord, you might feel pain on the surface of the skin. It's nerve pain on the surface of the skin coming down your leg, as well as, say, for example, sciatic pain, which would be internal, but you have that perception of pain. So if you have like a herniated disc in your neck, you might have the perception of pain on the surface of your skin coming down your arm. And that is characteristic of those types of injuries to the spinal cord. So pain, again, is a type of perception, and it is a chemoreceptor that is responsible for this type of perception. And the pain receptors are specifically referred to as nociceptors.